everybody. Welcome again to Kasia's Voice. Today, I have a great treat. I have my fabulous friend, Azita Milania, with me, who this woman is one of the kindest people. She helps every child, every dog, everything that moves, she wants to rescue. Going with her anywhere, it's like you're on a rescue mission. The best part ever. So she is the president and founder of a nonprofit foundation, I believe, Children of One Planet. And she also is a big part of our dance community. She has a Tosca fashion. So Azita, welcome. Thank you for being here with me.
Thank you, Kasia. I know you travel with me. I want to feed everybody.
Okay.
I don't know how, why, but forgive me.
No. I mean, that's so great because we know each other for quite a long time, right? And we know each other more from the business world, right? You having the fashion for ballroom world, and over the years we became really good friends. And you have just a huge heart. And the more time we spend together, right? We went to Costa Rica, we brought clothes together, right? So I felt like I was a little bit part of what it is that you do. And one of the things that I love to share about this woman is that she doesn't just give money to another charity and it goes somewhere somehow and you get the penny from the dollar that you have given. She actually goes and physically give you a sandwich, give you food. Like I remember going to Costa Rica with you and you're like, oh my God, I'm buying the backpacks to give it to the kids. So she makes sure that the money she has or the money you give it to her, almost everything goes to the people that needs it versus for all the paperwork and all the logistics, right? Because my mom had a terrible experience. She was giving money to a cancer foundation. And then when one of our friends got sick and started running out of money, by accident, somehow they called and she goes, oh my God, that's so great. I'm so glad. Where can I send them? And I go, no, we actually don't do this. We don't have place. And she goes, so where does the money go? And then she discovered the money that she'd been giving, everything was so spread so thin that there was nothing to be given to anyone.
Exactly.
Oh my God, she was so upset and so crushed. So,
exactly.
Oh my God, it was so great to see you being so hands-on and helping. So tell us a little bit about, the Children of One Planet, how it all started. I think some of you might already know, but for those of you that are new, go ahead. I'm giving voice to you, my darling.
Well, thank you, Kasia, for that introduction. I started Children of One Planet after I found that baby that you always posted, buried alive, which is two days ago, became exactly 22 years ago. I found a newborn baby buried alive in the Altadena mountain. But prior to that, I was helping other children organization to raise money through my nonprofit, through my fundraising event, the fashion and dance show that I was putting on since 1996, that you dance on a couple of them.
Yes.
And so I would give the money to different countries, America, Costa Rica, Mexico, China. I would find places that kids were suffering the most and the government was not helping them. Right. And then I would go through an organization that they had a hands-on. If I couldn't have a hands-on directly myself, and to make sure they buy them food or things they needed. Obviously, it was not a huge money because I'm a small nonprofit, and people usually donate to the bigger profit like United Way, who goes 80% of the money goes to people's salary than to the children. Yes. So people, they have to start reading more which companies they are more hands-on, that means less overhead, and the people that are huger, of course, and the honest one, they should only take 20 to 30% maximum towards their salary.
Correct. And I think that's a really good point because I think it's so misleading, right? We think there are so many great people. And I think a lot of times maybe it started as a great thing. And then I hate to say that oftentimes people get a little bit greedy, right? Like, oh, I can make money here and here and here. And before you know it, the donations are going for salaries. You don't need 100 people. You might need maybe 10. And you are there in the business of helping, not making money. Of course, everybody needs to make money. I understand, we all do. But if it's a charitable event, you understanding, you should go into it, understanding that, okay, me making money, it's being put on the second burner because I want to do bigger things. And so I totally agree with you that we should look, that sometimes we feel like, oh, if it's a bigger company, maybe it's reaching bigger amount of people. But sadly, I think it's feeding more people, business people or workers, but not necessarily giving money to the really people who are in need. So small organization like yourself, right? It seems like you are probably doing so much more hands-on and one-on-one versus just being, you know, having the money so diluted. So that's, yeah, I think very much all of us should be a little bit more cautious and paying attention to who we're giving the money to and how.
Yeah, it's very easy. You can, like mine, because it's so little, doesn't have a profit or loss. I'm putting my own Tosca fashion money as a percentage to help it, because if I wanted to report all the expenses, it would be a complete loss. So I use my traveling, all that comes from Tosca to pay for children, because if you want to know if somebody, how much of it goes, you look at it online on the profit and loss report, and that the kind of accurate, if people are, they have to report how much you are making, how much you are losing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So anyhow, but the Tosca fashion, I really want the children of one. Tosca fashion was a tool to help children of one planet. So originally I started it at the Tosca fashion because I wanted to make clothing for myself, dancing, tango, salsa, and stuff like that. But then I met you. You were dancing ballroom. I thought, like, oh my God, this is another world besides salsa and tango. And of course, I came and harassed you on one of the events. I said, can you dance with me? Dance at my show? And you were like 22 years old. You look at me and say, who's that crazy woman? So that became kind of acquaintances.
Yes.
Till up to 10 years ago or so that we became a friend. Yeah. And what a great delight.
Oh, both ways. I mean, to get to know you and getting to know you, what it is that you stand for. I think that's the beauty of it. It's not what you do, but how big your heart is and how you stand for what it is that you say, right? You do the things that you say you're going to do. We can trust you. I see how traveling with you and seeing your compassion, right? For human beings, for kids, for animals. It's just, it's
for my friends.
Yes, I'm so glad that, we call each other friends. That's so
Thank
nice.
you.
I feel so fortunate that I can share you with other people, right? Because oftentimes I feel like we take the back seat because we take this stand of, oh, I don't matter. My action don't matter, right? Because I'm not big corporation. But before big corporation becomes big corporation, we all started from just a simple idea, helping your friend, helping, and someone with the dog, with 2 dogs, just making sure that making a difference in your immediate surrounding, and then it grows and grows, and then, right, more people get involved, and you can create big community. And I feel very much that this is what you stand for, which is so great.
My motto is, every morning you wake up, you should have it in your mind that you help somebody that is less fortunate than you are. So when I walk up and down, fortunately or unfortunately, you don't see kids on the street like the way we saw it in Costa Rica. You don't see things that are all hidden away from you, out of sight, out of mind, which is gives the false thing to people that, oh, we are doing okay, but we are not doing okay. So and so this coronavirus, it brings people hopefully to the more humble level to understand that we are not okay. We are just not, we don't see it, we don't look for it, we don't try to go out of our way to do anything about it, So to me, it's like very important to be compassionate towards children, towards some homeless people. I cannot feed all the homeless people, but I make point every time I go out to eat, I bring all my food back. Every time I go buy like tacos and stuff like that, I buy a bunch of tacos. And on my way up, people said, oh, homeless people don't accept food. And it's wrong. This is not true, because I have every single time I I stopped the car, I asked the guy, would you want some food? They all, I never said, do you want an alcohol? Do you want cigarette? Do you want money? They all said, yes, God bless you. Not maybe 1 out of 100 people, they refuse the food that I offer them. You know, I come up on lake on my street the other night, and I saw a woman sleeping in a cardboard, and it really bothered me to see human being. They have to live on the street, and I don't think she was on a drug, so I got close to her very gently. I stopped my car. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I asked her if she needs a blanket, you know, and I said, why are you in the cardboard? We're not in a shelter. She says she couldn't make it to the shelter today. She didn't have money for the bus or something. So I said, I have a blanket in my car. Would you like me bring it to you? And she said, yes. And I put her blanket over her and cover her. And, you know, she never thought anybody, I've covered her like a child because I knew, I felt her pain, being a woman, sleeping on the street, being cold, and nobody cared, you know, because
thing, you know, I think I so admire you for doing this, because oftentimes we get scared, or we've heard some story, right? Because of course on the news we just hear the stories of someone taking advantage and someone taking money, or only drunk people. But there's so many people that just have bad things happening in their life. Some,
yeah,
you know, some really unfortunate things. There are good people that could not manage, right, for whatever reason. And sometimes we forget that because we heard about some other people that were just bad, right, that bad made
yes,
choices. And so to come from the place of compassion, of heart, of understanding, it's a huge thing. And yes, of course, you might stumble upon someone that's going to take advantage of your goodness, but that really shouldn't stop us, because you don't want to punish people who really need your help just because there might be one or two who are taking advantage of the system, or who are there just for the drugs or alcohol, and they're like, we don't want to.
I think people that they have it, they take more advantage of people than the people that they don't have it, in my opinion. In the whole 30 years that or more that I have been helping poor people, you know, or people that needed help, I never thought they took advantage of me the way I thought middle class people were taking advantage of each other, you know.
Yes.
So I think I think when you want to think negative about someone, then you all see negative. I never thought poor people were bad people. I just thought there's one bad thing after another, or we're born not like you and I, in a great mom and dad family who gave us education, who respect us as a woman, you know. And that's why I wanted it always. You know, when I was a kid, I told my dad, when I grow up, we used to feed people with my dad, that I'm going to grow up and feed children and women, because there was always women and children on the street, you know, against hunger and violence, because I knew violence has a big point of it, because so many women, they have to run away from abusive men, you know. And so they couldn't afford to feed themselves. But now during coronavirus, with the family, with brothers, sister, friends, we end up so many people alone in their home, and everybody feel how bad it is, loneliness. You know,
it's the thing. I think we've all experienced the loneliness, that being disconnected. And I was just talking with a friend of mine, how we are okay being on our own, right? We manage, we sometimes enjoy it. Sometimes when we're around a lot of people, we go, oh, I would like to take a vacation where no one bothers me. Or I would like to have Sunday when I don't have to look at my emails. Of course, because our life have gotten so hectic. But the longer this whole pandemic kind of lasts, the more we're isolated, we're realizing it's not that fun to be by yourself. We're losing sense of belonging, sense of love, sense of family, whatever that might be. I'm not even referring necessarily to a family, a mom and dad and the children, but like our extended family, our friends, our neighbors, right? Because now everybody is a little bit cautious. Everybody's a little bit scared. You do not know what's happening. Like you said, we don't see the bad stuff. We don't see the virus, right? But it's scary. We know it's kind of there. We do not know how it's going to affect us. And those feelings, I've noticed talking to my friends or even some of my colleagues that I've interviewed, there is such an emotional roller coaster. You had good days, you have bad days. You feel like, oh yeah, we're going to get out of this and we're going to be all great. And then you go and, oh my God, you realize how fragile we are, how quickly things could be taken away from us, how quickly the world is changing, right? Someone dying, someone being sick, not knowing, are we going to have the jobs? How are the jobs are going to shift? Oh my God. So the emotional roller coaster, and I think lots of people are reflecting, what does my life mean? Where am I going? What I'm trying to leave behind me? How I'm trying to influence other people? And so, yeah, those are extremely important questions, right? That someone like yourself, you've been thinking that way since you were a child. Not everybody had. And I feel now the world is giving us this time to ask these deeper questions.
Yeah, everybody who knows me knows I rather, you including yourself, I'd rather call than text people.
Totally.
Because I think like I'd rather hear your voice for 5 minutes than sending you 50 texts. Or I rather, and every time my friend called, immediately I return their calls, because I think they need to say something and I need to hear what they need to say, you know. And I think we took our friends and family for granted. We don't answer their calls, or we don't care, you know, or oh, can't wait another time. But hopefully after this, we're gonna become, I hope, kinder, more compassionate, closer people to each other than what we were before. I actually a little bit excited about this. Is a selfish thing for me to say. I think God is doing us a favor right now.
I agree.
Because if at the rate we were going, we were destroying our whole planet by our cars, by our actions,
but our inventions, right? We're getting so technologically advanced, and with this and this and the cars and the computers. I mean, the amount of technology that it's around us, gadget here, this application, it's so fast, it's so a lot, but we are completely disattached from each other. How many times you can have people at the table and everybody's on the phone talking to someone else? No one talks to each other. Who is here? We talk to other people that are not present. Like, how sad is it? And we feel we're connecting. No, you're disconnecting from this crowd. It's a fake sense of connecting. Yes, it's better than nothing, right? But we've gotten so used to just texting, saying, how are you? Oh, I'm good. I'm like, almost like scratching the surface, just making sure that, oh, you remember me, but there are no depth conversation. There is nothing really, no developing friendship or understanding. You can only have those face-to-face, even if right now the face-to-face mean maybe FaceTime or Zoom or something. Yes, because you can actually get to see someone. And it's the body language, it's the way how we say things, not on the text. It's really hard to know, is it a joke, is it not? Of course, we have all these smiley faces. You can kind of try to convey what your feelings are, but nothing substitute you saying hello to me in person, me seeing you or hearing you, right? Especially when you're friends with someone, you kind of know the tone of the voice, like, something is going on, even though you might say, oh, I'm fine, right?
Yes.
All right.
I always say, God has a funny sense of humor. Because I think, how could he come up with something? Well, I mean, say it's human, but God overall come up with something to make people think that we are all connected as one.
Right.
So it's not the rich, it's not the poor, it's not white, black, red, Christian, Muslim. We're all getting this disease.
Exactly. No one gets spared. Right.
Yeah. So I always say, God, you have a funny sense of humor. You know, that's why always people said, you know, I said I would never seek revenge, because revenge, it cannot be comparison of what God, karma, whatever somebody else gets it, without you looking for getting somebody. You know?
Exactly. That's it. You know, my thing is always karma comes around. Things always come around. You might not always see it, right? But it's whatever you put out there, you will somehow get it back. Not in the shape or form that maybe you think it's going to happen, or I'm going to think it should happen, but there is always the recycling of energy. There's always what comes around goes around. Absolutely.
Yes.
So could you tell me now, with this pandemic, because we've been speaking, you've been sharing with me, what are the great things? Because you have these fabulous masks, and now since we all have to have that for protecting ourselves, protecting others, making sure even mentally that we feel protected and safe. Share with us, what have you been doing? Because you are always like,
oh my God, I woke up one morning and I said, like, I cannot take this sitting home. Well, I never sat home. I was in the mountain from the beginning. The quarantine started 3 to 4 hours a day. Luckily, I lost 6 pounds.
Oh,
and so, the 6 pounds that I wanted
the silver, the silver lining.
Oh yes. I've been wanting to lose these 6 pounds forever. But you know, when you travel in all this competition, you eat late, you eat in the restaurants and whatever, so you never could lose that 6 pounds. So then I had nothing else to do, just talk on the phone and walk in the mountain, up and down, up and down. So one morning, I just saw the mayor talking on the TV, said that he wants anybody who has a capability, has a manufacturing, to open. Everything was closed, and make the general non-surgical mask for people, because we need masks. And then I thought, okay, I can make some, you know, and I started, all the fabric companies were closed. Everything was closed. So you didn't have the fabric. So they sent me, so they approved me. I put the application on, they approved me. And then they sent me requirement of Kaiser Permanente, that you needs to be 100% cotton, has to be washable, has to be breathable. We call it non-woven fabric, cotton and stuff woven. Non-woven is like Kleenex, surgical mask, paper, that they call those non-woven. So I said, okay, I called the company that 25 years ago, I was between the divorce and my engineering job, and I wanted to learn about fabric. So they gave me a job for a few months because I wanted to learn fabric to start my own company one day. So how this destiny was supposed to happen to what's happening today, this company, they gave me a job, and they loved me, you know, and I brought them a lot of big sales of something that I didn't even know about the market, you know. As you know, I'm a natural salesperson, you know, and so they opened their door just to give me 150 yards of fabric, roll of fabric, to me start my project.
Oh, that's fabulous.
And because of me, now they are making money, because they found there is a market for masks, so they are selling a lot of fabric. So they came to help me, and their company is doing good. The other factory opened, they are doing good beside my order. And so I give contractors too. So all contractors, I give them work. And so this mask business came along. You know, for me, wearing a mask is a lot. I don't even like to wear a bra. And you know that in the bottom industry, what is your bra? Where is your bra? You know, for me, wearing a mask, it was just like pushing it. I was like, hell no, I'm not wearing a mask. But then I thought, okay, I'm gonna go hiking, get a fine, that I'm already breaking the rule that going to the mountain. So now I'm not wearing the mask is double.
You're really, in trouble, young lady.
Exactly. Oh, where's my mask? Where's the matching mask? Like here.
I know, exactly. I'm going to ask you to show us, because your masks were just fabulous. But tell us, so
then, anyhow, I donated 1,500 masks to some of the children foster homes, children Shriner, children hospital, and some of the other one is on hold to make sure they are not taking my mask. Some of them, they were taking your mask, putting it in the storage, and ordering 300,000 masks from some other manufacturer that they had politic with. And I got up and I said, I'll only give the mask as usual, my way, to people that they really needed. I handed to homeless people. I handed to children, foster homes that nobody cared about. Everybody wanted to give it to the doctors and nurses and stuff. But I thought, no, I want to only give it to location to grown-up people that are taking care of children. Because if they get sick, who's going to take care of them?
Absolutely correct.
So, and then now that is another story, that the whole general public wants to open. So first one with the children, and then when they say now general public needs to open, like dance studio, law firm, insurance company. So I thought, I'm gonna lower my wholesale price to 10 piece. So, and I told, or the 20 piece and up, not one. And if you buy a mask for yourself, mask for your client. If the client comes in, is a great client, you give it to them for free. Because what's better than a nice gesture to tell your client, I care, thank you for coming back, for supporting me. Correct. And or a client doesn't have a proper mask and you don't want to expose yourself, you said, here, you can buy a mask, you forgot a mask, so you don't have to be turned around and go home, not Correct. To take your dance class, not to go eat your food. So to me, I said, I'm going to have the general public, because I would refuse to see America to go down. I refuse to see that. I was not an American citizen, neither you did. We came from other countries. We grew up here. We love this country because that's all we know, I was not so little when I came here, like you're younger than me when you came here. How old were you when you came here?
I was 16.
Okay, well, I was 17. I thought you were younger when you came in. But to me, it was, this is my home.
This is home, exactly. And yes, because one thing is the pandemic, it's difficult for the country, but also from the economical point of view, right? It's tough. Everybody's worried how we're going to go. We want to go to normal, but we're scared, right? So to take care of all these precautions, to be able to have a mask, even though someone like yourself, right, who is not necessarily crazy about masks, and for me, when I go hiking or biking, right, when I'm by myself or around people that been quarantined with me, it's not a necessity. But when you go to the store, you do not know who've been exposed to whom. People do not know that I've been quarantined. They might be scared of me, right? So it's one thing is to protect yourself, protect them. Another thing is respect for each other, right? And also mentally, you feel a little bit safer, right? You feel like there is a little bit of a comfort that you're doing something. It might not, because of course you hear so many opinions that it's not protecting you completely, but it might protect you a little bit. It's almost like in the old days when people were sneezing when they were sick, right? If they would have had a mask then or a tissue or something, you still could get the germs, but when you're covering your face, that doesn't spread everywhere, that it's a little bit closer to you. So yeah, I totally agree with you.
We can never go back. We will never be able to be the same people before. Years ago, when you cough on people, you say, oh, sorry, I'm getting over a cold. Now you do that, everybody wants to strangle you, because now I create the mask. I don't create things for short terms. If I see, I'm a long-term person. I want invest in my friendship on a long term. In anybody, I'm not about coming to, if it's not from love, if it's not doesn't excite me, I cannot do it. I can sell anything you give me, but if I don't believe in it, I will not sell it.
Yes,
and that's the fact. And this mask, because the reason I brought it, I thought people have asthma problem, people have cold. We should never let anybody come to work with getting over cold and coughing on each other.
Right.
We should never allow that.
Exactly. That should have been the norm from the beginning. But how many times I've done it when I travel, when
it's the norm in Japan. 100 people only die in Japan, a few hundred. Why? Because they were used to masks. I went to Tokyo and I saw taxi driver that mask and a white cotton glove. Nobody used plastic. That's my idea too. Nobody should use plastic glove. You should use 100% cotton glove. And I thought,
if I can stop you for a second, Exactly, because if we use all the plastic, we're just going to be creating. I mean, at this moment,
Ocean
we're
destroying.
trying to create of the get rid of the straws, right? The regular plastic straws.
Exactly.
But there is so many. But now with the mask and the plastic gloves, we're putting so much plastic out there. The gloves,
Oh,
the straw is going to be the least of our concern. We're creating so much trash, right? Everything
yes,
should be washable, that you can use it over and over, because otherwise
that's it.
it's going to be crazy. This is going to get so quickly out of control of how we're going to just trash the place from trying to protect ourselves.
It's already is, because I am going to the mountain parking lot is disgusting. You see mass, so they're adding more germ
Oh, absolutely.
than anything else. So I wanted to have a mask that is protective, that you don't even use. You can use it when you want to garden, when you want to clean your home. A lot of people don't. When they clean their home, they are exposed to bleach. Things over time, it actually affects your lungs.
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
And how about cleaning people? They come here, they risk their life, or hairstylists. All these people, they have so many exposed to so many chemical, exposed to so many chemical that they don't even think about it. I have a friend got lung cancer from exposure of all these chemical, hairstylists. Right. So, but if you think about it, and you should not be panicked, because if you don't have a good immune system, so this is a time everybody should have a better diet, because by November, when the cold season comes, I don't say my mask would save people's life. I said, you use the mask out of respect. You use the mask because you want your business, makes at least some money. Maybe none of us will make the money we were making that last year. Hardly any of us. I mean, I have to send 500,000 masks to make, or more, to make what I was making out of my clothing. That's ridiculous, right?
Yes.
So obviously it's not I'm not doing it because of money, because I love nature, I love humanity, and I wanted to help humanity. I love to help businesses that, like me, that are small, like you, me. We work so hard all our life. We've been off the plane, off the plane. Mm-hmm. We never got a flu. I never got a flu. I never got a flu shot. Why? Because we ate well, we exercise, we don't smoke, we don't do drugs. So those are a big thing.
Mm-hmm. What you're saying, it's not right now. I think we need to shift to, okay, how can we prepare ourselves? How can we make ourselves stronger? Like you said, exercising, eating well, checking supplements that you need, right? Checking with the physician. Okay, if you have some precondition, what can you do to boost your immune system? So during the flu season, right? Yes. Now we're going to have a flu and we're going to have the virus going on at the same time. How can you stay strong so you don't have to be so fearful, right? And that's a huge thing. And I could see this, that right now, so many more people are outside walking. Even if you don't exercise, even if you don't go to the gym, because sometimes people don't, like my dad, let's say, he hates going to the gym. It smells funny. It's all these sweaty people, all these rubbery stuff. But even if you're kind of, like you said, you've been in the mountains, if you just go for the walk, right? Because there's nothing else to do.
Yes.
You will be in a better shape, right? You don't have to do squats. You don't have to have some extensive program. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. If you want to, absolutely. And I'm sure a lot of people probably take that upon, like, okay, this is the time to do, to lose some weight, to reshape your body. And that's fabulous. But even without that, I think just increasing the amount of movement, not just driving the car, but going, like, because we've been so used to just sitting, right? Sitting, eating, and that's it. And just driving from one destination to another. Now we are driving to the beach. You cannot lay down on the beach. You have to walk. You go to the mountains, you cannot sit. You have to walk. So you almost like we're becoming European. We walk wherever we need to go.
No, you cannot. Does it sound in the background bothering you? Something started in the next door. They're gardening.
No.
I can close the door.
No.
Okay. So, well, I started with this Dance for Hope American Mass campaign that I want on my YouTube channel is going to be you donated classes to my Children of One Planet YouTube channel, which I hope everybody goes and subscribe. So we're going to put a lot of great program like you, Tony Nunes, and Oksana, and few others are sending me their videos. And I started Dance for Hope America 3 years ago to bring awareness to schools through dancing about all the kid stuff, children trafficking, about bullying, teen pregnancy. I thought we're gonna bring dancing at the end of every week. We show a little motivational speaker or videos or brochures to help children, because half of the problems in the world is lack of knowledge.
Oh,
and
totally.
when you have the knowledge, then you will use it properly. So, well, it was hard. I've got to few schools only. Now I know people that are home and have nothing else to do. So I want people, the normal, regular people that they don't know how to dance, I want them to learn how to dance, to know and make sure that dancing will not die, because dancing saves my life and many, many, many people's life from being sad, feeling lonely, or feeling depressed. You lost your job, or you lost your husband, or lost your wife, whatever the reason that people came in, that dancing cannot go away. And I want new generation to be like European dancing is part of curriculum. I'm hoping one day dancing will be part of a curriculum in schools, because it's so happy. It makes kids to be closer. At one school, the kids were private school that we were teaching them. I took 2 instructors to teach them. The kids were not touching each other's hand. And some of them is a little bit prejudices, some of them different family upbringing. One of them whispered in my ear, he said, his hands is dirty, I'm not gonna touch it. He was just picking his nose. And these are little children that they build this thing that they won't touch each other. One cried, didn't want to dance with the other one. So by the time I learned the psychology, I made everybody go wash their hand before the class. Then I promised them at the end of every class, there is a surprise waiting for them. You know, they didn't know what the surprise was. You know, sometimes was cookies, sometimes was something. So, and I told them, you don't have to dance with each other. As long as you're dancing separately, by the end of 4 weeks,
it was fun.
Everybody was dancing with each other, because all those barriers were gone.
And it's the thing, I think it goes back to our first conversation. We like to do stuff together. I mean, the reason why I started ballroom dancing instead of ballet, because I actually liked dancing with someone. Oh, yes. First, it was like pulling, pushing, you know, it was more like a game, but it was interacting with another human being. And this is what makes us strive. That's why we all are in communities, in relationships. You want to have the boyfriend, the husband, and the wife, the parents, right? Extended family, because this is where we feel we strive the most, right? We feel our best. We feel loved. We feel like we can contribute. We can change each other's lives, and people influence us all the time. So I think, yeah, that's awesome. All right. So
that's for the Dance for Hope America, for the 3, they have titles.
Yes.
That one was for the schools. And this one, the Dance for America mask campaign, brings masks to all the businesses, small or big. If they like my design and fabric, well, I show you the mask in a few minutes. One of them has your name on it. I call it Kasia's mask. You know, they're making a fancy one.
True.
So people,
I know it's like a fashion statement right now. We could be safe and cute at the same time.
Actually, I'm making some cocktail dresses with a matching mask that we can go dancing. And if you have to go dancing with mask, at least we have a mask to match it, you know?
Yes. Oh, that's fabulous.
I'm modifying my life to be able to do the things that I enjoy to do. So, and I hope so many other people should do that and not be depressed, not be panicked, be cautious, and be normal. I mean, people are wearing surgical masks while they are K95, while they are sitting in their car, and when they come to the nature, you are supposed to breathe and get oxygen. Do you know how bad it is for your immune system? And I stop almost 10, 20 people a day, educate them please don't wear your mask. Wear a cotton mask when nobody's around. Bring it down. Breathe. Because one time I wore it for like 5 hours indoor. I had the worst migraine headache. And, it was my mask, cotton.
Right.
Imagine the surgical mask that you cannot even breathe. I had headache, I had nausea.
You're recycling the same air.
Yeah,
right? So whatever you bringing in. I agree. Totally.
So people, by November, people's immune system goes down because they wearing surgical mask that is dirty. They think they can spray it with that Lysol and it's gonna go away. And I say, no, it does not go away. You don't have the proper equipment to look at something and see that bacteria is still on it, you know? So my proposition to people is wear the cotton mask. So I show you one thing.
Okay, show us, because I really like you were showing me. So how cute. Yes, with your matching outfit. Yes.
These are the sporty one I wear a day.
Yes.
And it does come with a filter. I don't have the filter here to show you. I have a filter that it is like N95 filter that I discovered made in USA. Everything here is made in USA. I found this company. I said, okay, this is gonna take 50-60%, whatever Kaiser said covers you from coughing. And the way you test it, you put it in and your candle this far away, like 9 inches apart. If you can blow the candle, if you want, I can go get a candle. And that means is not good. So if it is, so I'm gonna put another one, the pretty one.
Look how cute is this, very nice.
Flowers.
Yes, and it's nicely wrapped. I like it that it goes a little bit lower underneath your eyes so you don't feel like you cannot see.
Most masks are like this, or like that, or like this. Since I understand design, and the mask people that were making my pattern, they hated me, but they make so many till I said, okay, they come too high and goes straight. This one is shapes like the eye.
Yes, which is
has to go to shape of the eye to stay on your cheekbone. And then this side no gap, this side no gap.
Yes.
So otherwise, if it has gap, there's no effect.
Correct.
And so, and you see it is a double. This is another one with the flower.
Oh, very cute. Yes.
This is my favorite one. Polka dot. I'm a polka dot girl.
Right.
Polka dot, you know. And so I'm gonna show the non-kosher one yet.
Okay.
These are another floral one.
Correct.
This one is tulips, my favorite flower in the planet.
Okay. Oh, I like this one. That's very nice. You know what? I'm not a big fan normally of black ones because I feel they're a little scary, but this is so great.
Yeah, I made it for men and women, but we put velvet around it.
I was going to ask, do you have, because of course the guys, everybody's welcome to wear flowers, but I got a feeling men are probably not.
No, I have a lot of solid color.
Okay, that's funny.
And I put velvet around it.
Yes. Oh, very nice.
They call it fold over elastic around it. You know. So I am changing some of the ears to be, I'll show you on one of them that some people they like this elastic, some people no, but it's comfortable. And this is like more men colors, blue.
Yes.
I have royal blue. I have, believe it or not, so many men are buying red.
Yes.
Red.
I think men like color, but I think they like more of a solid, not polka dot or flowers. They just like, if they're gonna red, it's a one solid color. Yes.
And this is the with a little silk for ballroom people, women or men.
Very nice.
This is I changed the elastic to be more velvet, you know, like a fold over, so a little bit more comfort.
Oh yeah, I like this one. This one it's like very
the lace one.
Sexy. Yes.
I can go.
Right.
If you put it on, you will not believe how comfortable they are.
They you look very comfortable. They look like you're just nicely hugging your face.
This is my animal print.
Right. If you want to be a little wild, I love it.
And we can rhinestone all of these.
Well, exactly.
We have not started it yet.
Say yes. And
I'm
then,
making for some of the people's wedding with rhinestone.
very nice.
And cautious.
Now it's mine.
Cautious.
Oh, I like this one.
Yes, red.
Yeah.
Cautious.
I like it because it's red and it has the lace. Oh, that's so awesome.
It has the scallops.
Yes,
The
that's
kind of
definitely
scallops around.
on it.
And see the bands are a little bit different
Yes.
here.
Yes.
So we can rhinestone it for you. And you know, I have been testing these things to have the most easiest way that I can handle to
Correct.
wear these 3 hours. If I want to be 3 hours somewhere, what am I going to do? Because at the beginning, I was developing coughs between the heater at home because it was cold and the mask and people locked in, whatever. Right. So I came with a new idea. And the new idea was, so let me open that. That's the new idea. So every day I have a bottle, a spray bottle. I take one of these essential oil, the peppermint, or lemon or chamomile or lavender. I put drop in the water and have a little spray bottle. Okay. And I spray it inside my mask, especially the peppermint. It opens your nose, throat, lung. You don't cough anymore.
That's a very good idea.
And it's good for you.
Yes, and it has something nice that you're smelling it, and it's natural, right? So just make sure you don't put too much because you don't want to be like overwhelming yourself. Just enough. Yeah.
So the filter goes inside this pocket and protects you. I don't want to give percentage, very high percentage.
Correct. And they're washable, right? You can wash them.
The mask, wash it every night. I put 2 or 3 in a little bucket with really hot water and antibacterial soap, and I let it sit there, and then I just rinse it, hang it in the morning. Then I put all 3 in my Ziploc, because during the day you breathe on it, sometimes you throw it out, you touch it. So I don't put the dirty mask, keep putting back on my face. So I put back in the Ziploc, I bring the other one, and I keep changing that. So I don't know how people can stay with a dirty mask all day long. That's really bad. You know, I hope anybody who's doing it up to now not doing it anymore, you know. And so I have dance studios are ordering from Ohio, some dance studio, insurance company, bicycle shop, a lot of people, they started little by little.
If you'd like to order, where would we go? What's your website to order?
Well,
because I think you have 2 choices.
Right? There was something else you like. That's the one you like. This one, I don't really do it, but I will do it. I have a design that connects
everything. So
the mask. For the teacher, if he doesn't want to wear the mask, he just want to talk, and the student wear the mask, so they can.
Correct.
You know, because usually instructors are younger and the students are older, so hopefully instructors have much better lungs than the students, because the students are older, and hopefully if they don't smoke, they don't drink, they probably have great lungs, you know. And also I'm doing something else too. That was a suggestion. I used to make these robes for all the dance events, you know, like a robes, like you wear.
Yeah, just a fancy robe.
In the bottom. But I'm making a matching robes for people that they go to the hair salon, or massage, they take their own robe, own mask to the salon.
Yes.
So their robe is not touching their body anymore.
Right, and you're not from one person to the other, you have your own.
Mask, clean, everybody wants it. Now they are ordering that. My mother did that, by the way. My mother has OCD. All my life, my mother, I live in a home like with pandemic. So
you were prepared. You were prepared.
So I was prepared. No, I ran away from my mom's home because I thought she would wash everything, put in the refrigerator, in the cabinet. She would have her own robe, go to the salon. She even had her own nail equipment. She would not let any of those. If she wants somebody who do manicure, pedicure, has to use her own stuff, her own brush, her own thing. And I thought, did my mother knew
that it's coming?
It's coming? how did she know he was coming? Because we used to make fun of my mother because we thought like, oh my God, she washes the milk carton and put it in the refrigerator.
Well, there's a thing right now. We have to be so much more aware of those things. Yes, yes. So you had so give me the websites. Where can we order?
Okay, 2 websites they can go if they want to donate, pay higher prices and donate.
Correct. So
that means from every mask,
part of that goes to the donation as well.
Yeah, from 1 mask, we give 3 masks away. 1 doctor, 1 nurse, 1 child.
Okay.
Like that. From the donation on Children of One Planet.
Got it.
If you buy it from the wholesale or my website on Tosca Fashion, then from every, if they spend 20% of everything they buy because it's a lower price, you know, like $8-10 is less than the donation section. So it goes to buy, I'm trying to buy food for children. Correct. Not masks for children, but now unfortunately there are some problem with children is happening on Children's Hospital. They are saying that coronavirus got to some children now. They're attacking their autoimmune. So I don't know, maybe more children they want to buy need masks now. I hope not. You know, I hope that kids don't get affected at all. You know, there was a few cases.
Right. Unfortunately, this thing does not spare anyone. So let's hope that we can protect them, or even if they get affected, to take care of them. Right. So no matter which site you are ordering from, you're making a bigger donation or percentage what you spend goes. So you're getting you look fabulous, and then there are good.
Yes, exactly. Also, if they want to donate to their own favorite hospital, or let's say I have a customer lives in Washington DC and she says she wants to donate it to her favorite charity, if they show me who they are, I give to them the lowest price possible because they're donating it.
Got it. Okay, right. So then they're buying it from you for the low price, and then they're donating the mask to someone else.
Yeah, a church ordered from me 100 masks. Yes. To give it to the people to come back to church. I gave them the price of a nonprofit.
Correct.
Because they were not making money, they were giving it away for people to return to church. Or if you find any foster homes, like a children rescue home for children trafficking, children, teenage, whatever, that you believe in, that you know they're good places, they need things, you can always call me and I give you my low bottom price because you are donating it to those causes that I believe in. You know?
Well, that's fabulous. I am so impressed with you. I'm so glad you share that. Your fashion. Thank you so much for sharing your heart, your kindness. We need more people like you to spare the joy, you know, to love people and then do something to help. So that's been awesome. Thank you for being so kind to share with us.
Right? And I'm glad that we have people like you who brings always positivity to the dance world and always being kind. And what can I say? You are a one-faced person, which I love, you know, front and back.
What you see, that's what you're going to get.
Yes, I know you yell at me sometimes, but I know you're going to get over it. You're going to talk, because I rather that than you be mad at something or misunderstanding and you don't talk to me. I think all of us should be like that, because as we see now, nothing in the world worth to lose a friend over.
Yes, over assumption or over, you assume, you this, you that, just straight up front and just ask. Yeah. Where are you standing? What are you feeling? What, you know, if I hurt your feeling, I'm sorry. If you meant to, you know,
exactly.
Talk about it. Totally.
Yeah, so, I make too many friends in the dance world, you know, and including you, Sam, which always makes fun of me, but I know it's from love.
But there's the thing, you know, we only make fun, you know, sometimes I poke on you, you poke on me, because we only make fun and joke with people that we love, right? Because we know we already have the love behind it. So then it becomes fun. You won't poke on someone who you do not know or they do not know you, because then they mean, right? So it's the kindness behind that drive all this crazy.
Exactly.
So now, my darling, before I let you go, we have to bust the move. That's it. Well, thank you, my darling. I love you. Spread the love. Until the next time we see each other.